picked up my camera, and the reason is that I've had a very slow start into 2025. I know for a lot of people it's a really good time for them to reset in the new year and start their goals like on day one and go really hard, start all the new challenges, 75 hard, 75 mom. You're trying your best to be the best version of yourself on January 1st. And as much as I would like to be that girl, I am not that girl. I had such a slow start into the new year. I was feeling very exhausted after the holidays, and I really just needed the time to honestly just like rot away a little bit. I got very lazy with doing chores and keeping the house up. I did dishes as I needed and laundry as I needed, but I haven't really done like a deep clean of the house, and there's still a lot of mess everywhere, and I need to get rid of it all. Now I'm feeling the energy to actually put things away, reorganize stuff, and really do a proper house reset. So that's what we're gonna do today. And then later on, when Ellie's in quiet time, I'm gonna sit down with you guys and we'll talk about some of my 2025 goals and intentions and just the things that I kind of want to accomplish this year, and some of the things that are on like my bucket list, basically, if that's what you want to call it. I just put the baby down for his first nap of the day, and usually his first nap of the day is only 40 minutes. That's pretty much all like I'll get during this time. So I want to try and get as many chores done within that 40 minutes. So let's see what I can do. Okay, so it's noon right now. I'm making lunch. I just put some chicken bites in the air fryer for Ellie, so now I'm going to put some chicken patties in the air fryer for me and Matt. I'm just gonna make us a salad and then cut up the chicken as like little chicken strips. I would add our avocado, but our avocado is not quite ready yet. Surprisingly, Wolfie slept for about an hour, which was great. I mean, he normally only gives me 40 minutes. Sorry, the air fryer is gonna get loud, but just made Ellie some little alphabet chicken bites. It's just a good way for her to get like her protein in. She just asked me right now to make her a cucumber sandwich. She doesn't normally ask me for cucumber sandwiches. I don't think she's ever really had cucumber sandwiches. You want cucumber sandwich, right? Like Hilda?
No.
You don't? Okay, mommy's gonna make one for herself and then you can just try it. You wanna just try it? Yeah. Okay. She's currently watching Hilda, and Hilda always mentions cucumber sandwiches are like her favorite. So we're gonna try it. I've got some cream cheese and some cucumber here. I'm feeling so shaky right now because I'm so hungry. So if you see my hands shaking, it's because I just fed the baby and it's taking all my calories and making me starving. Okay, bud. Give me a second. Traditional Caesar, but it's fine, you know.
out so we don't have any dishes.
No, I just did groceries. Bad boy. Okay, the baby's down for a nap and Ellie's in quiet time. So now is like the only time that I have to sit down and chat with you guys about my 2025 goals and intentions. So let's get into it right now. I'm gonna pull up on my tablet my intentions, so if you see me looking down, that's probably what it is, but I'm gonna try my best to talk to you. I guess we should talk about my goals for 2024 and how they went, what was on my vision board. I didn't have like the typical like collage vision board. I just made a Pinterest board separately and just pinned a bunch of things on there, and that was my vision board. I know they say you want to make your vision board and put it somewhere that you're going to see it often, but I go on Pinterest like literally every day, so I was always constantly looking at it. When I was making my vision board for 2024, I knew that since I was pregnant and I was gonna have a baby, I was gonna be tired a lot, like just physically tired, exhausted from being pregnant, carrying this baby around. And then at the second half of the year, I would have had a newborn and would have been tired from being with a newborn. So I didn't really shoot very high in terms of like goals for 2024. I really made 2024 my year of like rest and relaxation and just self-care and taking things slow, not really putting a lot of pressure on myself. I just really wanted to focus on nurturing myself and being gentle with my body, just taking it easy. One of the main pins that I had on my vision board was a little pin that said, "Slow down, you're doing fine." And that's kind of like the whole theme of last year. My whole theme was just slowing it down. I really wanted to embrace the time that I had with Ellie because it was going to be like the last time that we'd have just like the three of us. I just really wanted to soak up any time that I had with her where it was just her. And so yeah, it was just a very chill year basically. So I don't really have like parameters of things that I can go back on and like say whether or not I did them. The only thing that I have was my reading goal, and I did achieve my reading goal. I think I wanted to average out at least 3 books a month, which I did. I read a total of 38 books. I do have my 2024 reading wrap up posted, so you can go ahead and watch that if you're interested in like seeing some book recommendations and just seeing like what I read last year. So now that I'm going into 2025, I feel like this is the year that I really want to start doing things and creating things. My words of the year for 2025 is do and create. So I really want to have a lot of experiences, especially with the kids, and also I want to get back into more creative hobbies for myself and create space for me to have time to be inspired. So yeah, I want to make a lot of time for like all of my hobbies. So in terms of like my goals and intentions, I have them categorized as personal, family things, health, and then also YouTube goals. The first one that I have is my reading goal, which is 40 books. Of course, if I do end up reaching that a lot sooner than the end of the year, I'll probably like change it as I need to, but I just want to hit 40 books. I downloaded the FABLE app and I already added a bunch of books that I want to read in like my want to read, like, they don't call it a playlist. I was gonna call it a playlist in my library. Currently I have 39 books in that folder of like the books that I want to read. I'll leave my FABLE link here or down below so that you can follow me if you wanna, you know, be friends on FABLE. Usually I will try and do little challenges here and there if I feel a little bit stagnant, if I feel like I'm not reading fast enough. I'll try and say, okay, I'm gonna read 100 pages a day, or I'm gonna read Monday through Friday, or I'll try to finish a book in a week. However big that book is, I'll just like divide it up into the number of days in the week and then try and meet that goal. We'll see how I progress, but I'm sure I'll be able to get 40 books, no problem. Sorry, the sun is just going in and out, so if it gets kind of bright, sorry about that. My next personal goal is learning Tagalog. I already have a book that I'm following of just learning basic Tagalog, but I haven't been very consistent with it, and so I really want to start implementing lesson plans for myself throughout the week so that I'm keeping up with it. I also downloaded Mango Languages, which if you're unfamiliar, it's a language learning app and it's actually free through my library. So if you have a library card, I highly suggest you go and look and see if they offer Mango Languages to you for free using the library, and they have a ton of languages to learn. And I was really excited to learn that they had Tagalog because I've previously used Duolingo to learn French. I had been just like waiting to see if they would add Tagalog on, and they still haven't, which is so weird. I already started like the first lesson, but like I said, I want to start implementing more of like a scheduled lesson plan. I don't think I could get to be at a level where I'm fluent by the end of the year, but I would like to get to the level where at least I can understand conversations between like my mom and my Lola, and like if my mom speaks to me in Tagalog, which she does sometimes, I'd like to be able to understand completely and possibly converse back with her. My last personal goal that I have is to take more photos of myself and my family. I actually don't have a problem taking pictures of the kids. I take pictures of the kids all the time. However, for myself, I feel like I hardly ever take photos of myself. Recently, I joined a playdate group on Facebook, and they said to like, you know, introduce yourself, post a photo so people know what you look like so that they can like identify you out in the play group. And I was like trying to find a photo of myself, and I had to like scroll all the way back, like way months ago. I just feel like that's not good. And I should feel more comfortable documenting my life and documenting myself. I think a lot of it has to do with just my self-confidence, because sometimes like taking photos of myself, I don't like the way that I look, and I just need to get over it. And I think by taking more photos of myself, documenting like my day-to-day and just how I look every single day, I feel like it will help me to kind of like condition myself to be like, yeah, this is what I look like, and like I feel good about myself. So I'll have more documentation of myself throughout the year, and also hopefully have a boosted confidence. So the next category in my 2025 goals is family goals. Our first big goal as a family is to move. We have been living in Utah for a little over 2 years now, and it's nice. There's nothing, you know, terrible about it. It's just a matter of like, it doesn't feel like home to us. So we are going to be exploring a different state. So our lease will end in, I believe, August or September, somewhere in between that time. And so we do have plans to travel this year to kind of scope out some places of where we would like to live, where we would like to end up. Hopefully we'll be able to move to a new place and place some roots down. My next set of goals are specifically for Ellie. She is 4 years old. She will be starting school in the next school year. And there are a couple of things that she needs to do or needs to know before she starts school. So one of the goals for Ellie is to learn how to spell her name, and she has a very long name as well. So it's gonna be a lot of letters for her to learn to write, and she already doesn't have like a lot of interest in writing. Sometimes she does, but most of the time she's really not interested. So I have been introducing some worksheets for her to just practice tracing some letters. She's already pretty good at identifying letters and the sounds that they make. It's just a matter of writing. So I have been implementing more worksheets into her day-to-day, and she's been doing pretty good at like tracing them, but she does get bored with them very easily. So I try not to push it too much on her, but I do want to see if I can get her to do some tracing at least once a day so that she can get used to it and maybe eventually show a little bit more interest. The next goal that I have is for her to learn her phone number. So kind of in the same sense of like learning her letters and learning her numbers. She knows her numbers. She can count all the way up to, I believe, 20 now. So we'll probably try and get her to count up to 30. Although she does skip 16. There's just something about 16 that she forgets. But yeah, I want her to know her phone number. I think it's just a good thing to implement just in case. You never know, and I would like us to be prepared. Better safe than sorry. And then the last goal that I have for her is to learn how to wipe her butt. I've tried already and asked her to like try and wipe herself. She can wipe her front, that's fine, but it's wiping her butt that she has a problem with, and she's like grossed out by it. And I'm like, it's your own stuff, so you should just do it. And if you're okay with me doing it, you should be okay with yourself doing it. So I saw an Instagram reel the other day of how another mom taught her daughter how to wipe herself, and like there were certain activities that she did with her to kind of get used to it. So she would put like stickers on her butt and like have her like pick off the stickers just to get used to like reaching back there basically. And it was the same thing with, I think she had her like sit down in a chair and she would put like post-it notes on the chair so that she could like rip them off. And she also had these like little animal figurines that were like dirty. She put like mud or dirt or whatever was on there, and she just had her daughter like wipe them up like completely clean. So just so that she can understand like this is what completely clean is. I know that it's gonna be an ongoing goal for us, but I'd like to get her to the point where she's comfortable enough to, when she goes to the bathroom, she can wipe herself, and then I can just go in and double check and make sure that she's cool. The last family goal that we have is to do kind of like a low buy, no buy year. I'm not giving it like a hard and fast like no, because we are a family of 4 and we need things, but I'd like to keep it to the necessities. One of the things that we are going to be doing this year is unsubscribing from some of our like streaming subscriptions. Me and Matt have talked about this before, where there's certain streaming services that we like don't really use that often, so we could probably just get rid of them. We are also going to be getting rid of our Amazon Prime membership. We do have it up until May, I believe. So once May comes around, we're going to be canceling our membership and trying to stop buying from Amazon, shop a little bit more locally. Amazon has the tendency to just like make us want to purchase like more and more any little thing that we can think of. We're just like, oh, we can just get it off Amazon. And I just feel like we need to put some distance in between the time that we think that we want something and the time that we purchase something, so that we can really decide, is this something that we really need, or is this something that we're just wanting willy-nilly? I think if we get rid of our Amazon Prime membership, it'll really stop us from doing any impulse spending. We also have a tendency to watch the same shows over and over and over again. So one of the things that I've been wanting to do and I've already been implementing is we are just gonna rebuild our media collection. I already purchased Big Bang Theory on DVD. That's like one of the main shows that we watch over and over again. I have an ongoing list of a bunch of other shows and also movies as well. But another way that we are going to be implementing this like no buy, low buy year is that we are going to be utilizing our library services. Along with borrowing books from the library, you can also borrow DVDs, and they have a bunch of DVDs of like shows and movies at my local library that we can borrow. There are some shows, like some specific Netflix shows that we like to watch, like Ellie's really into Hilda right now, and obviously that's not something that we can get on DVD because it's a Netflix show. And then, you know, when the second season of Avatar: The Last Airbender comes out, you know, that's not something that we'll be able to get on DVD. So there are certain things that I know will be exclusively for streaming, and maybe when we get to that point, we'll maybe like go back and like pay for like a month and then just binge watch the show and then cancel it afterwards. But yeah, I feel like it's really not that necessary for us to have these streaming services, because I feel like every year the price goes up and then I'm just like watching the same shows over and over again. So it's just, it doesn't make any sense. I should just get the physical media, watch my shows that I like to continuously watch, and yeah, I just think it's unnecessary at this point. And the fact that the library has all of these like free resources for us to use, why not just use those services? They also have, with the library, they also have Hoopla, which is another like platform that you can read magazines and listen to audiobooks and watch TV shows and movies. I don't think that their library is as expansive as any of the other streaming services, but it's something. Okay, let's talk health goals. Last year I was going to the gym, not every day, but I think I was going maybe like twice a week with Ellie. Once I got to the point where I was like a couple weeks from my due date, I stopped going to the gym just because I was like getting way too tired, and I honestly just haven't been back to the gym since. And one of the main reasons is since it's winter right now, I'm a little bit hesitant to have him go to kid care, especially because last year we got sick so many times from Ellie going to kid care. She would get sick and then it would just trickle down to Matt and then it would trickle to me, and I just don't want the baby to get sick. So we've been avoiding the gym. I could go to the gym still just like by myself. I just haven't because I've been lazy. I would like to go back to the gym and start like getting my steps in. So one of my goals for this year is to increase my daily steps. I don't think that I'm gonna be able to say that I'm gonna get 10,000 steps in a day. I just think that's very unrealistic of me. It's too high of a number for me to try and reach. So like yesterday it was like 1,500, and then the day before that it was like 900. The day before that it was like 3,000. So it really just depends on like if we're going anywhere, if we're going out. But yeah, I'm like not even averaging at like 3,000 steps right now. So I think what I would like to say is I would like to increase my daily steps to at least like 5,000. I feel like that is reasonable. Again, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get like 5,000 in like today. Like I don't think that's gonna be realistic for me. If I can get to a point where at the middle of the year I'm averaging out at like 5,000 steps a day, that would be a great goal for me. And then at the end of the year, if I can increase that to 10,000 steps a day, that would be ideal. But like I said, I feel like it would be really unrealistic of me to put that goal out at 10,000 like right now. I don't have a treadmill at home. I don't have like a walking pad at home. So it would definitely be something where if I'm really forcing myself to get those 10,000 steps in, it would be like going to the gym and getting like 5 miles in on the treadmill. With my schedule right now and with the lifestyle with 2 kids, I feel like it is more realistic for me to put a lower daily step goal in, so that way I can like work up to it. If I can average out to 5,000 steps by mid-year, that would be ideal, and then work up to 10,000 by the end of the year. The way that I want to implement that is to get more time outside. So I also put a goal to spend more time outside. I do have a number. There is a challenge called the 1,000 Hours Outside Challenge. And I really wanted to do this because I feel like during the winter time, I definitely have a tendency to want to stay inside more. That will definitely affect my mood, and I want to feel better. And one of the things that I know will help me feel better is getting outside more. So the 10,000 Hours Outside Challenge is a challenge that you can actually join. They have their own website. They have trackers that you can download. If you average it out, it's about 3 hours outside every day of the year, which again, during the winter time, it's a lot harder to get those hours in. But obviously during the summer and spring, it's easier to put in more hours outside. So if I could start spending more time outside, that I feel like will also help get me to a bigger step count every day. So in order to contribute to my daily steps and contribute to the 1,000 hours outside, I would really like to start implementing going on more walks in the morning and in the evening time after we have dinner. There are a ton of trails near our house. There's even one that's like in walking distance. So if we can start doing more trail walks throughout the week, I feel like that would also really help in terms of increasing our time outside and also increasing my daily steps. My next goal under the health category is to do more home cooking and also produce less food waste. I really feel like I have the tendency to cook big batches and then I will put the leftovers away and then we will just forget about it and not eat it, and I need to be better at that. So I either need to like start freezing my leftovers so that we can have it for another day and it won't go bad, or I need to lessen my portions so that way we have enough for just that night, for dinner for just one night, maybe a second serving, but that's about it. We have been doing pretty good with home cooking. I just went grocery shopping yesterday, so we should be good for the next couple of weeks, hopefully. My last goal for the health category is doing some daily stretches. I have been feeling sore every morning pretty much because in the early hours when Wolfie is sleeping, I'll bring him into the bed with me and I will feed him while I'm like lying on my side, and it's just very uncomfortable. I really don't like it. I need to stop doing that. I need to get into the habit of feeding him upright and then putting him back in his bed instead of feeding him while I'm lying down. That way I'm sleeping more comfortably and not waking up like with a sore neck or a sore back. But I also want to start implementing like a better morning routine of stretching in the morning and not being on my phone scrolling already, just like having some time to myself in the morning to really get started for the day. And one of those main things that I want to start doing is doing some daily stretching. I have a little photo on my phone home screen of a bunny doing different yoga poses, and it's basically just doing a yoga flow of a sun salutation. And I always feel better after I do sun salutations. So the last category of goals is my YouTube goals. I feel like towards the end of last year, I was doing a little bit better of keeping up a schedule of posting. I did Vlogtober, so I was posting like almost every single day in October. And then after that, I was doing more of a weekly thing, but I wasn't as consistent, and I need to be more consistent this year. So I want to post a video weekly. So I've already posted one video this year, which is my 2024 reading recap, but pretty much I like already missed a week. So already not starting it off strong, but I would like to start posting weekly. I want to post some shorts at least twice a week. I don't think that will be too difficult. I wasn't very consistent on TikTok. I really only posted when I felt like it, but I'd like my channel to grow this year, so I need to be sticking to a schedule. Another thing that I want to do, which I've already been kind of like doing, is engage more in the YouTube community. Just any video that I'm watching, I want to make sure that I'm engaging with it, commenting and liking, supporting other YouTube creators, especially smaller YouTube creators like myself. So my last YouTube goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm currently at 664 subscribers. I've gained 73 subscribers in the last 28 days, which is pretty good. I feel like that is the most that I've gained in like the whole entire year. So if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're into kind of some cozy mom content. That would really, really help me out. That means I have less than 400 subscribers to gain, and hopefully I can reach that goal by the end of this year, if not sooner. And then of course, if I do reach that goal before the end of the year, I will be updating that goal as I go. But as of right now, I would like to reach 1,000 subscribers. So please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and share it with your friends. Those are all of my goals for this year, goals and intentions. I do have like other side bonus things that I'd like to do this year. Like I said, one of my words of the year is to create. So I would like to get back into sewing more, crocheting more, and I'd also like to get into junk journaling. I started a junk journal, but I just haven't been able to sit down and fill it out. Oh, you know what? I have another goal for Ellie. They have a reading 1,000 books before kindergarten challenge, and so this guy and his kid had come in and they had just reached 400 books. So they were like taking a picture with the little display that the library has. So I thought that that would be a fun one to do with Ellie. I don't know if she's read 1,000 just yet, but I know we've definitely read over 100 books. So I got this sheet. Basically, they'll give you a new sheet every 100 books that you do. So yesterday, I spent some time getting photos of all of the books that she's read. And the librarian even said that if you read the same book like 15 times in the day, that still counts. Like you can still log it in. So I definitely know that we've read more than 100 books. But I've been gathering photos of all the books that I know she's read recently and read previously that are like her favorites. So I saved all the pictures, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to print them out in these little 5/8 squares. I'm going to see if Ellie wants to paste them all. I don't know if she's going to want to do it. I might end up doing it for her, but I'm going to go ahead and print them and add them to her list. I think right now I currently have around like 84, 85 books. I haven't printed them yet, but I've saved them. I know like all of these books, she's definitely read them at least twice. So I know that we've read 100 books. So I'm probably gonna take the books that she's read this week. You know, we've been reading the same library books over and over again. So I might print out like 3 of those 2 books that she's been reading at night so that they'll take up the 3 slots, because I know we're past 100 already. But I just like, I can't remember every single book that we've read since she's been born, but I would like to jumpstart this already. I think this is going to be a fun goal for Ellie to reach 1,000 books before kindergarten. And obviously that's going to be a goal that we want to reach this year. I'm going to try and fill this out by the end of this week. That pretty much wraps up all of my goals for 2025. My goals, the family goals, Ellie's goals. It is currently 3 o'clock. Wolfie woke up from his nap way too early. He didn't even make it to an hour. Usually his afternoon naps are a little longer. They're at least like an hour and a half, but he was just very upset. So he's with Matt now. I need to start making dinner. I want to make a beef stew tonight, and that takes a while to cook. I was only able to clean the kitchen today. So I still have the living room and the dining room to clean, and also all of our rooms and the bathrooms. So it's gonna be a long week. At least I was able to record today. This is like one of the main things that I've been wanting to do, is like sit down and be able to like record this portion of the video for you guys, because I've been saying for the past like 5 days that I need to record and I haven't been. So at least this part is done. So yeah, okay. I'm gonna get going before the day gets away from me. Hello. It has been several days since I last came on and updated you guys. It is now Friday. I think the last time I spoke with you was on Tuesday. Since then, we've had a couple of things that needed to be taken care of. Our garbage disposal broke, and so we needed them to come, we needed the property managers to come and fix it. And then also we had a leak in the laundry room ceiling. So there was like a big crack in the ceiling basically, and it was dripping, not a big leak or anything like that, but it was dripping. So they had to come and fix both of those things. And yeah, it just like obviously wasn't a great time to record because just all of these moving parts in the house. But I feel like on Tuesday I did my best to clean up as best I could. I think I was only able to clean up the kitchen completely, and now 3 days later, Friday, I feel like everything's all back to what it was before, and now I have even more that needs to be done. So this morning I was able to get all the dishes put away and reset the kitchen again, although I still need to clean off the countertops and like the stove and stuff. But I did kind of like pick up the living room a little bit and I did some like vacuuming, just because there was a bunch of like pine needles in the carpet from when we moved the Christmas tree out. All of Christmas is pretty much like packed away now. Now there's just like toys and clothes and just random things in the living room that still need to be put away. I still have a lot to do, and I feel like this is like the reality of doing a reset as a stay-at-home mom. Like, even though I am home and I have the ability to like technically clean all day, I am just cleaning all day and it's still piling up. Like, that's just the way that it goes. Like, when you have kids in the house, living in the house, playing in the house, eating in the house, they're just gonna be mess from all of those things. While I was doing the dishes, Ellie was playing potions so that I could do the dishes. And so now there's a mess in the dining room of her playing potions, and that's pretty much the only way that I can do my chores. You know, luckily Wolfie is upstairs. He's taking a nap. He's been taking a nap for a while, which has been so nice. While he was taking a nap, I really wanted to take advantage of that time. So I let Ellie play potions and I cleaned up the kitchen to the best of my abilities at that time. But of course, while one mess was being cleaned up, another one was being made. So like I said, there's just like everything offsets in this house, and in order for me to really like get it back down to like 0, the kids need to be asleep. I'm gonna pick up the living room while Wolfie is still sleeping. Ellie already watched her allotted time for TV, so what I try to do is I put on what I want to watch, and then eventually she like is not interested in watching what I'm watching, and she'll just go and play on her own. So she already did like worksheets this morning as well, and like I said, she did potions, so she's kind of like, you know, getting antsy, trying to figure out what to do. But you know, it's kind of good sometimes to let them be bored. Sometimes I'll offer for her to go outside in the backyard and just play, and sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. So maybe I'll see if I can like bundle her up in some warm clothes and she can play outside, maybe. But I'm gonna try and clean up the kitchen while I still have a moment, because Wolfie is still sleeping.